Let me start out by asking you a question. If you were faced with a pitcher who could throw about 100 miles an hour, you as a baseball hitter, how would you react? Did you know that a hitter only has about half a second to decide whether to swing at a pitch or not? I hope you all will at least give the respect due to baseball players and its coaches to understand how difficult the game of baseball truly is, because I believe that most people underestimate the difficulty of baseball. Baseball is the most difficult sport to play because it requires a strategy of hitting, pitching, and managing. And I hope to convince you all to believe that baseball is indeed the most difficult sport to play. As I've said before, my main points will be about how difficult hitting can be, how difficult pitching can be, and last but not least, but how difficult managing a baseball team can truly be to for every for any given team. The first aspect of baseball that is difficult is, of course, hitting. There's two really main um, things about hitting. It's all about the time and all about like where you swing your bat. The first part I'll be talking about is the timing of hitting. According to Zachary Reimer of Bleacher Report, the average speed of a fastball is 95 miles an hour in the MLB pitchers. And when facing that, the batter only has 0.43 seconds decided to swing. And the second aspect is the placement to swing a bat. Let me just show you some simple stats, uh, all according to the Penn State University. The size of an MLB baseball is just 3 inches in diameter, which, in my opinion, isn't really that big. The area of a home plate is 612 square inches, and when the area in an area of the baseball is 7 square inches, making the baseball fill up only 2% of the area of home plate. So when you see an MLB hitter hitting an MLB average, or his batting average of uh 30% or more, you gotta give him pretty good credit because that is very, very hard to manage and to do. As hard as hitting can be, let's move how hard pitching can be. Pitching can be as difficult as hitting because being a pitcher requires strategy of where to locate the ball and also the speed. You're talking about what pitch to pitch and how hard to pitch. I mean, being a fan of baseball, I find pitching as a beautiful art because you don't see very many pitchers being at so good and well above beyond of what most imagine a pitcher can do. Thinking that the human arm is not meant to like snap 100 times, 100 plus times if you're a starting pitcher in a span of a few hours. So the wear and tear on that arm, that's why they only pitch once every 5 games. Makes it extremely difficult for pitchers to do. And another factor I like to um, implement is the pressure and clutch moments. Let's just imagine you're Mariano Rivera in 2001 World Series because I'm a Diamondbacks fan. Um, Arguably the best closer in all of MLB history. He had the pressure on his back. He had 40,000 people viewing him, not him, the batter, on what pitch to throw to Luis Gonzalez. He had to be under pressure of bases loaded, 2 outs, and 2 strikes, 2 balls on the. And I'm sure he was going to throw his famous curveball, which he did. It's just that sometimes numbers just don't add up right for you. But despite all of that, it takes a lot for a pitcher to do what they do. Also, according to Zachary Reimer from the Bleacher Report, the pitcher has to strategize what to do in certain situations they may encounter, so there is plenty of pressure for the pitcher to do. Like I said before, I really admire the pitching aspect of baseball, and it is a beautiful art in the world of sports, but the most intriguing part of baseball is actually managing. The role of being a MLB manager is actually extremely difficult because it's kind of like a chess game. You just have to strategize what batters you want against your opponent pitching. According to Angelo Sorelli from the Bleacher Report as well, you have to know when to bring in a new pitcher, when to bench or start the right players on any given day. Like I said, it's just very difficult, and I just hope that you all can understand how important all the strategizing comes into the game of baseball. So, as I said before, hitting, pitching, and managing are all the three aspects that makes baseball arguably one of the most difficult sports in baseball. I know I'm a little biased here because I'm a huge baseball fan. Hope you can at least give the respect baseball players deserve for playing the beautiful sport. And as my final thought, try to find a more difficult sport than baseball. I guarantee you can't find one that's more strategic than baseball.